Hey Garden Fam, it's your host Raven Epiphany. I hope you're doing well and having a wonderful Sunday. Really quick video. I wanted to tell you why and how having a growth mindset can and will change your life. And so, having a growth mindset basically means that you are not necessarily looking for perfection. You are looking for consistent growth. You are giving yourself room to develop over time. You're giving yourself room to look at your improvements and celebrate those over time. And I'm not talking about participation trophy type celebration, but I'm talking about being able to objectively look and say, hey, we may not be all the way to the goal yet, but look, we have come so far, and you're able to celebrate those wins and keep it moving, right? And so having a growth mindset will allow you to try new things. If you have, if you don't have a growth mindset, it may hold you back from trying something new until you know everything about it, until you know you can do it perfectly. You hold back because you do not have the mindset of, I'm gonna try this and I may not get it perfect the first time, I may not get it perfect in the first week, month, etc. But that will give me room to continue to grow, learn, develop over time, etc. That is what a growth mindset looks like. And when you have that, you're more willing to say, hey, I'm willing to try, because why not? It doesn't hurt to go ahead and try something new, because you in your mind already have it set that you're going to gain something from this and that you are going to grow from this no matter what. You don't have to be perfect upon entry, because you know that even when you get into that thing, if you're not perfect at it yet, you know within yourself that you are able to continue learning, growing, developing, etc., and be better day by day, hour by hour, week by week, month by month, year by year, etc., whatever that looks like. That brings me to point number 2. Having a growth mindset protects and also fosters high self-esteem. And I mean the aspect of your self-esteem where you believe that you are able to do hard things, where you are willing and able to try things, because whatever happens with external things does not have any bearing on your worth, value, etc. as a person. And so having a growth mindset both protects your self-esteem, because you're not looking at every single moments where you don't get it perfect as a hit to who you are, a hit to your value, a hit to your abilities. You're looking at it as, okay, this was something that I can grow from, and it also fosters high self-esteem, because one of the things that helps to build our self-esteem is going for it and doing something and seeing ourselves either succeed at a thing or at the very least give it a try with all we've got and be able to look back and say you gave it your best. Which brings me to number 3. It shifts how you view quote unquote failure. When you have a growth mindset, different things that other people would call a failure, you call a learning experience, something that you literally can glean gems from to apply to the next thing that you do, whether it be, how you do that same thing again, but differently, or how you go forward and do the next thing after that, or even just it develops you as a person in general. But regardless, you look at each failure as an opportunity to grow. You don't necessarily see it as a failure. You see it as okay, that didn't work out the way that I expected it to. That didn't work out the way I hoped it to. That didn't give me the results that I intended. But here's the feedback that I took from that. And now I can pivot, or even, change the plan altogether and move for a different way. You are able to glean the gems from whatever you did, whatever you tried, etc. And you're not doing what people call throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You're able to say, you know what, these aspects of that worked well, this did not work well. I'm going to keep this and I'm going to throw the other parts away and try something different on the next time. You do not feel like you're a failure, which also contributes back to point number 1. That will fuel you to then be willing and able to try new things again, because you're like, hey, that last thing didn't work, but I'm still willing to keep trying. If you view things heavily as a failure, it may make you stagnant, and to the point where you're like, okay, that didn't work out at all, so I'm just going to sit here until I can figure out 100% how to make sure the next thing works perfectly. Now, when you are able to view your quote unquote failures, and I say quote unquote because for you probably won't even call them failures. You'll call them learning experiences. That is what you're going to view those moments as. You're going to glean the gems, you're going to pick yourself back up. It may take 2 seconds to just dust off your knees, and then you're going to keep it moving, because you know that you are now equipped with knowledge you didn't have before, with experience you didn't have before, with gyms you didn't have before. And you can go forward, try it again in a different way and keep it moving, or try something new in a different way and keep it moving with all of the experiences and the learning that you have gleaned over time. And so those are three main ways that having a growth mindset can radically change your life. When you are stagnant, when you are trying to be perfect, you will go nowhere. But when you have a growth mindset, you will glean all the gems, you will try new things, you will be you basically fearless. I won't say you will be fearless, but you will operate from a space as if you are fearless, because no matter what fears exist, you will go forward having the self-esteem enough to know that, hey, I can do hard things, having the self-esteem to know that, hey, even if this quote unquote fails, I'm going to learn something and glean something that I can apply to try again next time, or to try something new the next time. And you won't have that hesitation about going forward and trying something that has never been done, or that you've never done, or that you've never seen done, because you're like, hey, at the very least, if worse comes to worse, I can learn and glean from this. I'm not going to throw away the baby with the bathwater. I'll be able to take what I can take from it and keep it moving into the next thing. So I hope that was helpful to you as you get ready to start a new week. I hope that you have a healthy and wholesome week. And let me know in the comments, like, what for you has a growth mindset done? Like, what types of things have you seen in your life, as you have implemented a growth mindset, giving yourself that space to grow, to look at, the incremental progress that you've made, to look at, how far you've come in different areas of your life. What has that done for you? And maybe even if you want to chat about how perfectionism has been an enemy to you and how you're going to shift that to a growth mindset, let me know that in the comments below as well. I will talk to you soon, God willing. You guys know that I love you bunches. Please like, subscribe, and share with your tribe, because I know that there's someone in your community who this can bless this week as they go forward and, work to achieve whatever goals that they have. So love you. Talk to you soon.